Hello neighbors, my name is Andrew Lee, also known as the Combat Quilter. I'm a two-time combat veteran who uses quilting and sewing as my therapeutic value to help with PTSD, depression, and all those wonderful brain things by keeping my hands and mind engaged in something productive. Anyway. So, if this is your first time here, welcome. I am a self-taught quilter. Took one class from, I'm a self-taught quilter, and here are all of the things that I've learned along the way that I hope to share with you. I'm hoping that these videos will help you learn how to sew or learn more about the trade if that's what you are so interested in doing. Anyway, let's talk about all the stuff. Quilting and sewing is just like any other hobby out there. There are 100 different ways to do everything, and these are just the ways that I prefer that I'm going to show you. I'm going to talk about some tools and such. The quilting and sewing world has come a long way. Back in the day, folks used scissors, cereal boxes, newspapers to cut out patterns. Now we use rotary cutter that's a lot like a pizza cutter, super sharp though, and non-stick, non-slip rulers to aid in the process. Alright, so sewing machines. There are 20 different brands out there. All of them have good things and bad things based on what you want to do and what you hope to accomplish or make with the machine itself. For instance, I have a Handy Quilter 610. It is a semi-industrial machine, all metal, a little bit heavier, not so much a good travel machine, but works great for here at the house. Anyway, you can buy a $100 machine from Walmart, a $25 machine on Facebook Marketplace, or up to a $10,000 machine at a quilting or sewing studio. Based on your budget, based on what you want, find a machine that works best for you. Dive in, find something to start out with, and then move up as you need. I started out with a little $300 machine and then moved up to a $6,000 machine. Of course, two machines in between, but anyway, here nor there. Alright, so rotary cutters. There's all sorts of manufacturers out there that make them. I happen to like the Creative Grid one. It is heavy and is a single motion trigger. Push in, pull up, the blade is exposed. Quilter Select, 2-button. Push in, pull up, blade is exposed. Fisker, single button. Slide back, blade exposed. And then of course this is one I got from Walmart, I believe. Push button in, slide it back, blade's exposed. It has a lock, push in, lock it back in place. Alright. Scissors. Again, lots of wonderful manufacturers out there. Fiskars, Westcott, Guggenheim, Ginger. I'm a Kai fan, so I really like Kai. Kai. They're whatever. They're great scissors. I like them. They're super sharp. Be warned. Snips. Just a little snips. Alright. On your sewing machine you have several different feet. I don't know, some machines like Bernina have feet that only work on Bernina machines. Handy Quilter, this model feet work on this machine. It's got a wider part of a shank that goes into the foot to give you a little bit more stout security for thicker fabrics. Janome, Singer, Pfaff, a lot of them have interchangeable feet. Depending on your model, you can look and see what different feet are out there. We'll go into feet later on, purposes and such. Pins. Pins have come a long way. I prefer magic pins. They are mechanically engineered so that if you iron over them or sew over them, they do not bend or break. Instead of pins, there's also these cool Wonder Clip things. All right, Acorn Easy Piecing Solution. It is I call it a magic juice that you put on a seam prior to ironing it to make it or help it lay flatter. Comes in a fancy little distributor solution, felt tip, push it down, push it on the fabric. As you can see, it comes out quite easily. Also, clapper. I'm a big fan of a clapper. Takes 12 seconds, some sort of hardwood. After you press a seam, put the clapper on it, let it sit for 12 seconds. It dissipates all of the heat, which causes the seam to lay flatter. Best Press, starch, magic, all sorts of other solutions out there that you can use. Same thing with marking pens. I like Friction. You can get Clover. There's 30 different stuff out. 30 different marking pens that are out there. Depending on what color fabric you're using, determines what color pen you need. Of course, there's chalk and all that other wonderful stuff too. Rulers. I like this Creative Grid 2.5 by 6 ruler. As for the rest of the rulers, I use Quilter Select because it has a non-slip coating on the back of it. Same thing with Block Lock. It has a groove that sits in your seam, which makes the ruler stay in place. I have taken my Block Lock rulers, sprayed them with Elmer's spray adhesive, let them sit overnight, and they also are now non-slip, a lot like the Quilter Select solution. All right, so here's what you need to do to get started. Find you a sewing machine, take the thread out of it, and just sew on some lined paper. Yes, lined paper. No thread in the bobbin. Just let the machine stitch and you get used to moving the paper left and right in relationship to the foot. Try to stay on the line so you can get used to it. 1/4 inch seam is what quilters strive for, and what that is as you sew 1/4 of an inch from where the needle hits to the edge of the fabric. That way, when you press it, all of your seam allowances are uniform. 1/4 of an inch or just a single thread less than 1/4 of an inch is what you want to try to achieve. So go ahead and practice and stay tuned for further videos to show you quilting, sewing, parts, pieces, the whole 9 yards. Happy quilting!